Okay, so in this video, I just want to take you through some of the differences between, and some of the pros and cons between Claude Professional um, and then using Claude free and then using ChatGPT, the free version. So when you upgrade to Claude Professional, you get this feature called projects. And so this is a project that I've started to help me build out this course and this training. And so what you're looking at here is the stuff that I've uploaded around my brand voice just to make the next module in this training. So how this works is that here on the right hand side, we've got the project knowledge. And what you can do is you can add content to the project. So you can upload, you can upload anything as far as I can tell. So you can upload PDFs, you can upload Word documents, you can upload PowerPoint documents. So if you've got any information that you want to upload into this particular project, so this is just one project and you can create multiple projects, you can upload it here. And what this becomes is like a space where when you're working inside this project, Claude's got this reference point, so it can take all the information that you've given it specifically, and it really, as far as I can tell, really helps it to stay on track when you're using it to help you write content and sales pages and things like that. Also in here, you've got the custom instructions. So this is where you can give it information on language that you want it to use, stuff that you don't want it to use. And what I found is that it's actually good at paying attention and listening to what you say. So when I have told it to not use these sort of phrases, then they don't pop up again. When I tell it to not use hashtags or emojis, it doesn't use them. And in fact, it doesn't seem to default to emojis in the same way as ChatGPT. And as you can see, it's really easy to then just go in and I can make these changes and update it and change it as I need to. So it's a very fluid experience. Adding content. So the way I've been doing it is adding it as text content. So I just copy and paste stuff into here and name it. So at the moment, what I've got in here are some samples of my voice. So I can click on this and see exactly what I've uploaded, and my messaging matrix, which is language from my audience. Now, if I want to update either of these, you can't go in and edit this, but what I have been doing is create a new version of it, which is why I keep everything in Google Docs as well. So I've just got it there, so it's easy to make changes and then update it. So then, let's say I wanted to change the voice samples, I would just add the new document or copy and paste the text into here, name it, and then just go and delete this one. So basically it's quite easy to replace. But I hope you can see at a glance, looking at this, I can really quickly and easily see what it is that I have trained Claude in for this particular project. So this here's the name of the project. If I want to change that, I can do that up here. So that's the name and the description. And then here on the left, these are the chats. So this is now where we start putting the prompts in and asking Claude to help us to write pieces of copy. All right, so I'll come back to that. So that's Claude. You need the pro plan for that. And under here, this is your project. Now you can use Claude on the free plan and just use it just to like start a new chat. And that looks something like this. So kind of similar to ChatGPT. You just get one big long thread. And so then what you're doing is you're just pasting everything as you go. So instead of, like in the projects, instead of uploading it all here and then the chats being separate, it's just one big long thread. So I've uploaded the brand voice stuff. I have uploaded my custom instructions. And again, the videos in the next module are going through this in detail. So essentially all this has got all the same information as I've put it here. The massive downside to this is when I spoke to support at Claude, with these chat threads like this, there's a limit on how. So you get a limit on, you know, ChatGPT does it as well, to how much you can use every day. So we get tokens or whatever it is, and On the free plan, you have a certain amount. On the paid plan, you get extra, you get more, but it's still possible to hit or bump up against your limit. And what they told me is if I've got a thread like this and it gets really, really long, every time you put a prompt in, what Claude is doing is it's going back and it's reading everything that came before. Information that's in here, the more tokens you're using up for every single prompt. Now, I think it does this, and this is how it manages to stay more accurate. And I'll explain how ChatGPT does it in a second. But like I said, using the free plan, you can very quickly bump up against the limits. And so you'll sort of run out of, being able to use it. And then you have to wait, a couple of hours before you can access it again. So the problem with that is that trying to get that balance between training it on your voice and giving it enough information to be able to help you write effective copy, and bumping up against the limits of what it can give you. Whereas with the projects, I don't know, but I'm assuming behind the scenes that this is kind of sitting somewhere else and isn't using up tokens in the same way. And then, because I've been doing this, loading loads of stuff up to here and creating chats, and I've not been hitting any limits in the same way. So I think however this layout's done technically, it allows you to kind of use the tool much more efficiently. So again, another reason why I really like Pro over the free one. Now, ChatGPT, this is just the free version. So similar to how Claude works, you need to put everything into a thread. And I've just noticed something new today that it's done, is that I started the thread here. And I've done the same thing. So I've given it my voice style. I've basically copied and pasted the exact same stuff, asked it to analyze it. And then the difference being in ChatGPT, the custom instructions can go in here. So again, I go through that in more detail in other videos, but it's a similar idea that you have a thread and then you load everything up beforehand to train it in your voice. And then what you're doing is when it gets to the point of asking it to write content for you, it references it. Now what it did, and I'm just going to check this because it's created like a new thread, because what I did is I pasted this at the bottom of this, and then I just wanted this at the bottom so that it's reading all of this. Maybe I did it wrong. So what I'm going to do now is share results. So write a, say, 500 word social media post. So I haven't given it a lot of detail, to be fair. I've just given it some samples of my voice. I've uploaded the custom instructions. But in here I've said things like don't use hashtags, don't use emojis. And then when it's writing, it's still putting emojis in. And the language is just so ChatGPT. Like, this isn't really matching my voice. It used to be much better at this, but it's gotten a lot worse. So, so that, free ChatGPT, this is kind of what you're looking at. It's okay, but you want it, and particularly when you start like using the frameworks and stuff that come with the Copywriter in your pocket system, it should start getting more and more dialed in. But I just want to show sort of, it's put hashtags in, even though I've said don't use hashtags. That's the whole point of this. So yeah, the problem I find personally with ChatGPT is that it kind of ignores your instructions, unfortunately. If we compare this to Claude, so same thing, just given it the voice, given it some custom instructions in here, and I said compose a social media post. And so this is a lot better. First of all, no hashtags, no emoji, so it's listening to what I'm saying. Loads of coaches, it's using things like loads, that's kind of a word that I would use. So, just out of the box, the difference between this and this, in my mind, is huge. So this is why I just much prefer Claude. And then when we get to the Pro version, so I just did the same thing here. I just gave this instruction. And again, it's following the instructions. It's not giving me hashtags. It's not using emojis. And it is doing a decent job of matching my voice. So hopefully you can see that Claude is way better at language than ChatGPT at the moment. And then when you upgrade to the Pro version, you get more tokens, so you can use it for longer before you bump up against any issues. But also, you get access to this projects feature, which is an absolute game changer. So, highly recommend that even if you just do it for 1 month, just to test it, because you can upgrade and downgrade. Give it a go. Use the tools I'm sharing with you inside this whole system, Copywriter in your pocket, because by the end of it, you'll have all sorts of stuff uploaded here that you can reference. And it just makes writing your content so fast and easy. And like I've just shown you, it does a much better job of matching your voice as well.